Na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn, na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn.
Welcome in, Slumpbusters. It is time for Cobra Kai Season 3, Episode 7, Juju Talk Sports, C Money Reacts. And we are coming off of a 3-episode heater. Like the last 3 episodes of the season have been absolute fire, money, cash it. Do we have a 4th in a row, though, C Money?
I would say no. This one was good, but it wasn't as good as the last 3 episodes.
What do you think about Sam's storyline this episode?
I thought her storyline in this one was a little weak. So obviously the big thing happened where Dimitri got his arm broken, and Sam feels guilty about it because she's now the leader of the pack, and she still has that trauma with Tori. So this one, she was a little weaker in this one because at the beginning of the season, she had a lot of balls. Like she wanted to go after Cobra Kai for everything. But this episode, she was like, no, I'm not feeling it. And she still has that trauma. Yeah, her story was okay in this episode.
I think it was good from Daniel's perspective, though, because in terms of him being a father, taking her out on the lake, telling her his personal life story, taking her to his former karate tournament site, and telling her about Mike Barnes. So we get a little bit more Karate Kid 3 references here for anyone that's excited about fan theories heading into the next season. So, yeah, Sam, whatever helped her kind of get out of her little funk, because obviously we need her to be a bigger player in the episodes to come. We had a lot of humor in this episode on the bright side here. So Miguel and his unorthodox training routines or physical therapy from Johnny. I got to say, Miguel's going to be killing it at parties, though, with those cake sit-ups. I think he's going to, fit right in, whether he's pledging a frat or whether he's, just kind of, going through the college life. His freshman year, he's going to be on fire. Knows karate, can sit up with a keg. It's going to be fun.
And dude, he's going to have a killer 6-pack.
Oh, exactly. The dude's going to be ripped. Of course, when he puts on that freshman 15, then the 6-pack's going to go all to hell. But hey, it's college. It happens to all of us. Enjoy the high school years, guys.
It's all fun and games till freshman 15 hits you.
And it hits us all. Don't let them tell you anything different. But yeah, no, Miguel, wheelchair gone, crutches gone. He's back. He gets a hero's welcome when he walks into the school. And Dimitri, as it turns out, has a lot to tell him about what's going on. And that leads into one of the big conflicts of the episode. Hawk and Miguel are on opposite sides of the fence here. Miguel has this great confrontation with Hawk in the cafeteria. Hawk has a lot of confrontations going on in this one. But the Miguel one was awesome. Kyler's being a douchebag, like normal, like anyone who's named Kyler, I expect to be. And just messing with Dimitri. Miguel just looks Hawk in the eye and says, so these are your friends now? This is what you're doing? You're breaking people's arms because you got mad about a fight you weren't even involved in? Yeah. I loved that Miguel and Hawk confrontation. What do you think about that moment, C-Money?
Oh, it was awesome. It just shows you that Miguel is straight up on Johnny's side. And I thought it was great. I really wanted to see them fight in this episode, but I was like, well, they can't show that because Miguel just recovered and he's not even 100% yet.
If anything, I wanted Miguel to just rip Kyler. Like, you want to go for round 2 here in the cafeteria?
Yeah.
You ready for this? You ready for this storm?
Yeah, and then it's like I said before we started the show, that I feel like Hawk as a character went down a lot. Like he had his great moment in the last episode, but this one it was just like, really, dude? Like that dude bullied you a ton, and now you're hanging out with him all of a sudden? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and that leads into another big confrontation of the episode. So Johnny's, of course, starting his new dojo, and he wants some of his former students back. So somehow he slips into the high school, and apparently no one notices a 40-year-old dude just walking around the hallways. Pretty normal, pretty standard in most situations. And anyway, he finally has his face-to-face with Hawk for the first time since the season finale of season 2. And I love what he has to say to Hawk. Again, bringing him back to his level, making him humble, basically telling him to know his role and shut his mouth, because Johnny has made Hawk in the first place. Hawk would not have the confidence or the character development from season 1 had it not been for Johnny Lawrence existing. So I like that Johnny checks him and reminds him where he came from, because I think Hawk has lost a lot of sight of that. And in that moment where he beats down on one of his former bullies, he's making you believe that that part of him's dead. But Johnny has to remind him, no, that's still very much a part of you. You're extension of that kid I met in season 1. And I'm that guy that made you this.
Yeah, that was a very good scene, because it's just like finally like someone's telling Hawk like what's what, like this is where he came from. And it's so true. I mean, Johnny made all of them, even the background characters. Like even they're like, it's like, dude, like you guys were in the first season, you know everything because of Johnny.
Speaking of a background character game made in this episode, though, gotta give a shout out to Yasmin, missed season 2.
Yeah.
She's back in full force, and good for Dimitri. Good for Dimitri as far as their little interaction. This one, there's still more interactions to get to, but anyway, like her little moment. They have a little heart to heart, front wedgie versus just basic Dimitriism, whatever that affliction is. Yeah, anyway, they have a little moment there. So yay for Yasmin. What do you think of Yasmin's redemption? Is this her true redemption? Or is she still front wedgie?
I don't think she's had her full redemption yet, but I like the side that they showed of her in this episode. It was great and it was refreshing. It's like finally, like for once, she's not being a bitch, but it was great. I really want to see more of Yasmin. Her, I think they could build up her character quite a bit.
Speaking of want to see more of Yasmin, I'm sure Dimitri feels the same. Anyway, moving into the final part of it, some funny moments. Again, we had a lot of humor in this one, particularly when Johnny is trying to scout out locations for the new dojo. I love the line in here, if you want a roof and 4 walls, LA ain't cheap, because from what I've heard, and from the fact I'm in Austin, Texas, and all y'all seem to be moving out here, I gather that LA rent isn't cheap. How he gets to the park is just a great road. And I will say that I think personally, Johnny Lawrence was ahead of the time. His new dojo is completely 100% COVID safe. Outdoors, vitamin D, sunshine hitting you.
Okay, so I have a question. Did he just go up to like a random dad and say, hey, how much is rent? And the dad is like, it's free? Like, did he just go up to a random dad? Like, I was just thinking about that in this episode. And I was just laughing because it's like, that does sound like something Johnny would do.
It does seem pretty accurate. The guy's still trying to figure out how the internet works. Hey, do Facebook messages send instantaneously? Let me go up to this random dad in a park and ask him the rules of the park. And yeah, but either way, he now has his new dojo established, outdoors, COVID safe, in the name of said dojo, Eagle Fang Karate, which is slightly better than Cobra Kai with 3 Ks.
Yeah. That part is so funny. Whoa, that says KKK.
Yeah, good thing Miguel was there to be the voice of reason, or that could have been a very different meeting at the park for Johnny in his first day. You could just picture like a clansman going to the park and they're like, oh, we're learning karate? Oh, cool. But I wouldn't mind it if it was also mongoose karate. I mean, Bert, come on, you're going against a bunch of cobras. Mongoose karate makes sense. When he goes to Bert, though, he's like, we're talking about real animals, Bert. And yet you're talking about eagle fangs. Johnny. Okay. And then to Assface's moment there with the shirt. Oh, my God. What more can I say about this one? It feels a little snug. I get that. Speaking of freshman 15, some stuff starts feeling a little snug. That's how you know you hit a true freshman 15 there. Problem for Assface is he's still in high school. So, just start doing a little running. Do a little bit more sit-ups, like Johnny said.
Yeah,
anyway,
more sit-ups.
Get on that same health plan and diet plan that Daniel's son got on in between seasons. Apparently, just within a couple weeks, apparently, because fuck continuity. Okay. Big confrontation, of course, though. Cobra Kai, Eagle Fang, face to face. Cris just straight up looks like an anime villain in this moment. He's got the gloves, he's got the glasses. All he's missing is his signature cigars, and he just be the perfect antagonist to our dojo of protagonists. I don't know. Who's the protagonist? Who's the main character of the series? That's a discussion for today. Anyway, Cris. What do you think about this moment? What do you think about this confrontation between the dojos?
He does look like a classic anime character, especially from one in the 90s. Like I could see like his anime style being like a Yu Yu Hakusho from back in the 90s, maybe some Dragon Ball Z, maybe some Ghost in the Shell. Who knows? But yeah, that confrontation was pretty legit. It also shows like how divided everybody is. Like all of Cris's dudes just don't like Johnny anymore. I don't get why. I mean, it's not like he abandoned them. I mean, once again, I did want to see Miguel put a Hawk in his place.
Put Hawk in a body bag.
But then again,
put him in a body bag. See money.
Put him in a body bag. But yet again, he's not 100%. But yeah, it was a great confrontation, and it's gonna be pretty legit later on.
Okay, well, we got to put a rating on this one. As I said, this wasn't necessarily my favorite episode. It was a good episode. It set up stuff to happen later on. There was some good moments in here, but I would say it's about an average one for me. It's a 3. It's a base hit. Nothing special. What about you?
Yeah, I would say a 3 also. I know last week I said from here it's up. Like every episode's gonna get better. Sorry guys, this is like our average one. But I promise from here, it gets better. Like, it gets really good.
8, 9, 10. Good episodes. But how good are they? For more, show no mercy to that subscribe button. Leave a comment below what you thought about this episode. Did you like it a little bit better than us? We want to know. And of course, like our video, like our content. Use our promo code SLUMP, 20% off at manscaped.com. And we'll see you next time.